welcome back to K Talk. We're your hosts. I'm Mel.
And I'm Uma. Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's after show. We are covering the first part of High School Undercover.
Undercover High School.
Is it? I was going to... I thought I had that in the bag.
I was thinking that too. I was like, High School Undercover is right there. Like,
okay, because I was going to say, I thought I actually had it right. Is it? What is it? High School Undercover?
No, it's Undercover High School.
It's Undercover High School. So when I said High School Undercover, I was fully ready to say, I always get it wrong and call it Undercover High School.
No, I think High School Undercover flows better. I don't know.
Are you sure?
It is Undercover High School, girl. It is.
Are you sure? Undercover High School.
Yes.
I don't believe you.
It is.
Mel, it doesn't sound.
It is.
Undercover High School.
Yeah.
You're right. I just looked it up. Sorry, my bad.
Anyways, continue.
I'm sorry. You're right. It's right there.
Yeah.
My bad. You're right. Anyways, the show's about an elite NIS agent that goes undercover as a student to find hidden treasure.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was a lot.
Undercover High School stars Kang-joon, who plays Jung Hae-sung, and Ki-joo, who plays Oh Soo-ah.
I like this show. I'm going to say that. Mm-hmm. I do like it. I just don't buy the male lead as a student.
Yeah. Okay.
He's too grown and too fine.
And too damn sexy. That's what I'm saying. Like, the thing is, I agree, because although he obviously doesn't look old, it's just he looks too mature. Like, there's certain actors that can pull off this thing, and he's not one of them. He's just way too grown man sexy.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And also, he doesn't act childish. I want to say, like, he literally just acts like himself, but in a school uniform.
Exactly. He doesn't act like juvenile. He doesn't act immature. Like
he's not unsure of himself. He literally brings the confidence of an adult to every situation that he's in.
Like he'd been there before.
Exactly. And he's just like wise beyond his years, and he takes control of everything. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so the show starts off with us getting a background of him, so we can see him I think he was narrating it, where he's talking through how, like, he this mission that he's on.
Yes.
Okay. I think he's in Team Domestic 4 or something, whatever his little group is called.
Yeah.
They're all undercover. They're trying to do this bust and, like, get this rare artifact, this little Buddha statue back. In the process of that mission, he damages the little statue.
Yeah.
So
breaks off the whole arm.
Exactly, right? So now his team is about to get dismantled, so he's going to be fired, or they have to take on this ridiculous mission of recovering this gold
bars
from the Joseon era that was hidden in the school, like in the 1950s.
Yeah.
So they're like, you know what? Beggars can't be choosers. We're going to do this. And at first he's very reluctant. He doesn't want to do it. But then they're out to a team dinner just talking about the situation that they're in. And he's like, no. But then he kind of overhears them on his way back from the washroom that, all of their jobs are on the line, and it all depends on him taking this role. Yeah. So he reluctantly agrees. What did you think of the boss being like, you're going to be the undercover high school? And he's like, why me? And he's like, obviously because you're the youngest looking here.
Yes, that was hilarious, because the other guy, and they're like, you look like you're 40, bro.
He shaded the hell out of him, because the other guy's like, because the boss literally is like, it's either him or you. How old do you think he is? And he's like, I don't know, like 42. And the guy's like, no, I'm 26.
I cried, because he literally legit looks like he could be 42.
Even he was shocked.
Yeah.
And he was like, why do you think I've been calling you Sunbae this entire time? He's like, I don't know, because I thought I was just your senior because I worked here. I've been working here longer than you. He's like, no, you're legitimately, like, older than me. So everybody's taken aback. I feel sorry for his team member. But so anyways, they all come to, even though he's dying to play a high schooler, the other one, he can't handle the fact.
Like,
And he
In the
looks
later
old.
episodes, he literally when he thinks that Hae Sung is literally leaving the mission,
Yeah.
he gets ready in his little
He
school
put on that uniform with the quickness.
Yeah.
But what the hell was that comb over and that hairstyle?
I don't know.
That was
I
so
gotta look
ridiculous.
youthful. Like,
I know, right? So, anyways, the team leaves the restaurant and he's just sitting there kind of drinking by himself, feeling miserable that he has to even do this mission to begin with. And then our female lead, Sua, walks in and we find out that's her mom's diner.
yes.
So she's ranting and raving to her mom about something, but there's this other group of kids in there and they try to like dine and dash. Like, not even actually. They brazenly like tell her like, we're not paying. The food was not good, whatever. They try to skip out on paying. And Sua defends her mom. They all get into a fight. And that's when
Hae Sung steps in.
Hae Sung has to step in and she lays eyes on him.
And she was, love at first sight.
Love at first sight. Like she was, I mean, I would, wow. He's kicking 3 guys' ass. Like,
Not even that. It's just,
she saw all those moves and he could fight. And my girl was just starstruck. Like, love struck.
oh no,
like,
she took him in when he was just sitting there. She was like, oh my God, this guy's like beautiful.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyways, that happens. He comes to save the day. The guys end up paying. And the mom's like so grateful. She offers him a free meal. He says no, he's going to pay anyways. Anyways, he leaves. And this is my favorite line so far of the show when she's like, oh my God, Mom, like I think my heart fluttered. And her mom's like,
I'm fluttered. No, I'm feeling flutters in my chest.
in my chest or something.
Yeah.
And then her mom's like, you're flat chested. What is there to flutter?
Yeah.
I was like, unprovoked.
That was so unnecessary.
Her mom's a savage. Like,
She is.
I was like, oh my God, she sounds like an African mom.
She does.
Just why do you have to diss her?
Like,
What
just
does
a
her
reminder.
flat chest have to do with this?
Yeah.
Clearly she's feeling something.
Yeah.
Let the woman live.
So it was like love at first sight.
Yeah, that was their first encounter. Anyways, they give him a crash course in how to be a teenager and give him this document with all the new slang and things that he has to like memorize. And he was like, why do I even need this? And his team member was like, who's your favorite girl group? And apparently he names like Girls' Generation, which is like not present day one of the hottest girl groups. So she clearly proves her point that like he needs to study up.
Yeah.
Anyways, he ends up going to the school and his homeroom teacher is Sua.
Yeah, she's a high school history teacher and also his advisor, like homeroom teacher.
Yeah.
She doesn't have a permanent teaching job yet.
No, she's just a
she's
temp.
kind of just like part-time. I don't know. Yeah.
And she recognizes him. This is where I was worried. And I'm like, okay, are they going to say like, you know, is it going to be written in a way that it was like, oh, she was too drunk to remember him? But no, glad they did not go down that route. And they automatically, she remembers. She still thinks he's a kid though, and that he was underage drinking.
Yeah.
So she has a few words with him. So she doesn't suspect anything.
Yeah.
And then the high school shenanigans begin.
My thing is, once she's seen him in her class, like she didn't really have it like, oh my God, I thought this kid was so beautiful. I don't think she even had a moment like that. Like
I think she wanted to like block that out. Because I think one of her coworkers, she says that too, and she was just like, oh, I like, you know, she is fully flustered, but I don't think she wants to admit to herself that like, you know, she wants to forget about it.
She
Like
was super drunk, remember too?
Yeah.
That night.
But she still remembers seeing him that night, that he got into the fight. They've met before. She just thinks he is a kid, though. It doesn't even cross her mind that he might be an adult. So she doesn't even question the fact that it's like, oh, she found him attractive.
Yeah, like I said, she was drunk.
We're not dealing with that right away.
That she was even having those thoughts that night about him.
And the good thing about this show is it's not slow at all. They get right down to business. He's in high school. She accepts him as being a student, just a troublemaker, if anything. And she's like, you better keep your nose clean. Like, none of this nonsense. Because I saw you drinking. Like, you know, don't bring that energy here. So he gets into the thick of it. There's bullies at this school. And he kind of gets entangled with them.
Yeah, because we also see a flashback where he was bullied in school.
Exactly.
And I was like, oh my God. Like, I felt so bad for him. Like, he got bullied.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
I can't even picture him getting bullied because he's actually attractive. You know?
I
no, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like when
I
people
know,
get
but,
bullied,
like-
usually they have a particular look. Maybe they're like the nerdy kid in the class, or
But
you
because he
know?
looks athletic and he's
Yeah.
good looking, you would think he'd be one of the cool
Yeah.
kids or something. No, he was an orphan.
Oh yeah, true.
And that's what they were getting at him for. And like bullies don't really need a reason, right? As
That's
long as
true.
like you have
Or maybe it was
low
out of jealousy
self-esteem,
because maybe
or you're just different from
Yeah.
the rest of the students. Like
yeah. So that's why he had like a
bullying
a-
is
a-
very triggering for
for
him,
him.
and that's why he can't handle it when his new classmate is being bullied and kind of
Dongmin,
steps in
yeah.
and tells him like, stand up for yourself and don't take this bullshit. But
Yeah.
that kid is severely traumatized already because this has been going on for months, maybe even years.
Yeah.
And yeah, so he kind of
Taesu
like
just pissed me off. Like that was the bully guy, the head bully. Like
that kid, right?
when he
He's such an
sat
asshole.
in his rice and was like, "Eat it," I was like, "Oh no."
He
Oh,
needed that
no.
beat down. And even Haesung couldn't hold back.
Yeah.
And he's like, don't do it. Don't
As
do
it
it.
was going slow motion, I'm like, "You better stop this. You better." And thank God he did.
Right. That was too close, though.
Yeah.
He should have stopped him right away. And he's like, don't do it. And then he kicks
Yeah.
their ass, which is perfect.
Yeah.
But that's the first time that he doesn't try to ruffle any feathers. And his team gets upset because kids obviously like recorded him. And
Yeah.
they're like, you're supposed to be low key here. Just
Yeah.
find this treasure. Like don't
Like stay under the
don't bring any
radar.
attention to
Yeah.
yourself. And that goes against everything that he was supposed to do. But
Yeah.
he likes this kid and he can't stand bullying, so I understand.
Yeah, so this Taesu, he's not even like your regular bully. Like, he's rich. His dad is an assemblyman.
Mm-hmm.
He has access to all this money. But on in his free time, apparently he does this illegal gambling.
He's a little gambling addict.
Yeah.
And he ended up owing money, and now he's
Stealing
selling
people's IDs.
Yeah, exactly. Now he's committing fraud to kind of pay off his debt.
Yeah.
He's just a hot mess, but I'm so glad that they sorted him out in the first half and he doesn't have to
Yeah.
that story didn't like keep going on and on. And one thing I liked is when they got rid of the bully, you could see Dongmin like really opening up and
I
just
love to see
being
him.
so much more confident and just such a happier
Yes,
kid.
those same guys that were part of the bullying team actually became his friends now. It's so weird. Like,
Before they got rid of the bully, I was like, Dongmin was kind of becoming his little sidekick, and I'm like, this
Yeah.
is really giving like 21 Jump Street, right?
Yeah.
Like you have the hot, sexy cop, and
Yeah.
then you have his like little sidekick. And I was like, but Dongmin, once he got rid of the bullies, kind of just faded away a little bit into the background.
yeah, and I feel like Haesung kind of helped him build his confidence
Mm-hmm.
back, right? Because he was at like zero. He whatever, and then he helped him just with his confidence, and to the point that even the other bullies, they all became friends.
They did, but I was like, that was mighty forgiving of Dongmin to forgive the other bullies just once the main bully was expelled.
My thing,
The bully sidekicks, they didn't really get punished, and they were willingly like in on it the entire time.
But I feel like Taesu was the main bully. Like he was the one doing all the physical things, beating him up, all of that. I think the other guys were just around, to be honest, because I don't think Dongmin would have been so forgiving if they were just as bad as him. So
That makes sense.
yeah.
But now the school's back to normal. The main bully is gone, and Haesung is just, I need to find this gold.
Yeah.
So we are also introduced to the chairwoman who kind of like leads the
Yeah,
school,
she's
like
a
owns
creepy
the.
woman. She's a creepy. I don't think she's all there up there. I think there's definitely a mental illness there as
Very,
well.
very weird.
Yeah.
And she's also very emotionally abusive to her own daughter.
Yes. Yena. Yeah.
Right? Poor Yena.
Yeah. Like that scene when she gave her the ADHD medication, like, here.
Take it
Take
now.
this.
Right in front
Yeah.
of me.
And she said, "Mom, I'm only already sleeping 4
4
hours
hours
a day."
Yeah. When she said, first of all, she's like, you've been sleeping a lot lately. I'm thinking, okay, she's,
Yeah.
you know,
She's a teen. sleeping in.
averaging
Yeah.
like 8 hours. Like she's going to
Yeah.
school. Maybe she'll make her get up at like 6 a.m. No, the girl only gets 4 hours of sleep to begin with. And now she's like, cut it back.
And then force her to take it right
Right
there
then
in
and
front of
there.
her.
And I was like, okay, she's super abusive.
So which would cause
Now we understand why she is the way she is at school, because we see that she's kind of abusing, I don't want to call it low-key bullying.
Yu Jung,
Yeah,
yeah, taking everything out that's going on at home on her.
I think so.
And also, we see now, I also think it's because Yu Jung is her competition. So it's kind of like she's keeping her enemies close, you
100%.
know?
But now, like during their midterms, and we find out like towards the end of episode 5 or 6, I can't remember, but she actually comes first place, and she's
Yeah.
pissed.
And did you hear
And
that
she had to
speech-
apologize.
the-
Like,
the
sorry, I
speech
got lucky.
or the speech that her mom gave her saying, oh, she's your dog. And when dogs start acting out of place, like you kind of put them out kind of thing. So now she's kind of telling her, hey, we need to get her out of here, get her kicked out of the
Because
school.
it's not okay to be second place.
Yeah.
Her mom is intense.
She said second place is first place for the losers. I was like, damn, mama.
She's harsh.
She is.
She's so fucking harsh. And the principal does not play about the chairwoman.
He does not. He's literally her.
She just Did you see the way he beat up the assemblyman when he tried to complain? He was like, "Why are you expelling my son? You know, like I supported you. Don't forget, like, you know."
He body slammed so quick on that couch. I was like,
And gave him like 1, 2, 3 punches, like right in the chest. And I'm like, this man's a savage.
yeah. And he's like the whole principal.
Is he really even a principal?
Is he the principal?
Did you see the way he was fighting Haesung on the rooftop?
Yeah. I was so shocked when I seen it was him.
That's what I'm saying. And is it me, or there was a fourth person there when they were fighting on the rooftop?
Yeah, we found out it was Sue. I was there, obviously. And a fourth person?
Sue was there, but there was a figure in the window that was.
It's probably the chairwoman, to be honest.
You think it was the
could be.
chairwoman? Because they're up on the rooftop fighting.
Yeah.
And then Sue is hiding somewhere and witnessing that fight. But there's somebody who's also in the window that's watching. Was that Sue?
No, she was like.
She saw him when the security guard
Yeah.
fell from the rooftop, and Haesung was
outside, and then he ran
outside,
in.
and he grabbed the notebook.
Yeah.
There's somebody watching from the window, but then I thought there was somebody also watching from the window at the end of that scene.
There might be. We don't know. But I think
There's so many weird characters.
the
And how
chairwoman.
weird was it to find out that the security guard is not really just a security guard?
Yeah.
Am I reading too much into it? I thought he knew the chairwoman. He seems to know that there was a lot more, and he was like, I'm going to tell.
I just assumed that he's been a security guard for so long that he was there when his dad was on the same mission. That's what he said, right?
Okay. I just felt like he was part of their little clique, her and the principal. I just
No,
thought he
and
wasn't.
I feel like that's what got him killed. Like, I feel like he was talking too much. Like, when he got in that car with the chairwoman and he's like, yeah, I got a notebook. He just talked too much.
But if he was truly just a security guard, he would have talked to her that way to begin with.
That's true.
I think it's just another person to be on the campus to kind of like keep an eye on everything. But I feel like they knew each other, and that man was just not a security guard. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm misremembering, but there's a lot more with his story, but they're trying to find his background and nothing came up. Like,
Yeah.
who is this man?
Yeah.
It's interesting, but we also find out that it's the chairwoman, the principal, and now we find out that Haesung's boss is in on it as well. The guy who sent them on the mission
Yeah.
is corrupt as well.
He is corrupt. The fact that he knew this was the exact mission that his father went missing, and then you're going to send his son out, like, he deserved all of that. Actually, he deserved more. I wish he did knock him the hell out, but he didn't.
He should have.
But-
And we knew something funny was going on with him when the other deputy director guy showed him the analysis that, I don't know why you're punishing this team, and they don't, the statue wasn't real. It was a forgery.
Wow.
And he kind of just shredded that analysis so that they would never know, so he can have a, like control over them and have something to threaten them with. But they don't know that little statue that they damaged wasn't even real.
Yeah. I do think, we don't know yet, but I think there is more history we're going to find out about his dad with these people. I feel like there's something deep there that we don't know yet.
Well, he vanished, right? So
Yeah.
I feel like he was about to uncover everything, and that's when they got him, because they have no idea. So now we have the chairwoman who is letting Hae-sung kind of find the gold for her.
Yeah.
And he is at the same place as far as his dad had got with figuring out that these horror stories or these these urban legends that are about the school are actual clues to where the gold is.
Yeah. Yeah, he kind of at one point was like, "I'm done." After he found out, I'm surprised he came back, but obviously he has to come back, and finish the mission.
Well, of course, yeah, we knew he wasn't gonna disappear.
But I completely understand him saying that, because it starts looking like a setup. It's like, oh, okay, so my dad disappears, and you're sending me on the same mission. Yeah, are you trying to get rid of me as well?
That scene was so emotional, where he was like, this entire time he was kind of hoping like his dad had like vanished and whatever, but now it's looking like his dad is dead, and he didn't want to accept it, and he was blaming his dad, not realizing that somebody did something horrible to his dad.
Yeah, of course. And he seemed like he was a very loving father. I don't think he would ever leave his son by himself, you know?
I don't know, but this is the fun thing about this show is like the mystery has you as like, you know, the mystery is front and center, and the relationship that's developing between him and Sua is now actually okay because she's discovered he's an adult. So we didn't have to uncomfortably watch a teacher drooling after a student.
Yeah. About that, can I just say, like, I love the show, the whole mystery, thrilling aspect of it. I don't care for the romance. I feel like at this point, it might be kind of forcing this because, like, I don't know if you found this, but I found this very inappropriate. When he said, "I can't come to school today, I'm sick."
Oh, she was doing too much.
And this woman jumped in an Uber and said, "I'm going to bring you medicine and porridge." What teacher does that?
I thought about that too.
And this is before she knew who he was.
Yeah, at that point, yes, she was doing too much. But then you have to understand, his file says he lives alone because his fake uncle, like the backstory that they created for him, he's out like doing some deep sea fishing. So this kid, the 17-year-old, is essentially living on his own. So yes, she could be caring, but I think it's a little too much too.
The fact that they even talk on their personal, they have each other's numbers.
And the whole thing is inappropriate to begin with. That's why I was like, I'm glad it's out there, because it was kind of strange.
I think that moment is when I kind of was like, okay, I don't really care for this romance, to be honest. And it kind of feels kind of forced. Like, I'm just so into the mystery that it's not even needed.
I feel like they need something to push alongside the mystery. Like, obviously.
Yeah, I wish they could just remain like just friends, you know? Like, I would still like it the same way, but they're just kind of forcing it now. And also the part when he fell on top of her, the copious trope, and they fell on. First of all, they fell on each other's lips. What was weird was that his reaction was like, "Oh my God," where hers, it wasn't weird. She wasn't weirded out. And mind you, she still thinks at that moment he's still a kid.
Yeah.
So why wasn't she more freaked out? Like I said, there's a lot of parts. It was very sus.
It was a very thin line of like, this is just beyond.
It's kind of
inappropriate.
Sus.
Like, because we just couldn't get over the fact that it's the whole, teacher-student dynamic. But aside from it just being weird because it was teacher-student, I hate that trope because you cannot convince me two people fall on top of each other and not bust their front teeth. Yeah. Every time it happens in a drama, I'm like, this is not believable. You're gonna bump teeth. Like
they just fall.
You don't fall gently.
You just fall into a perfect pucker. It's like, how does that happen?
Literally, does your nose not bang to? Yeah. Like, no. This is. I usually love,
and that's one of their favorite
cliches, and I love tropes, and I don't care, But this one just looks painful, and they make it look so gentle. And I'm like, this could never happen that softly.
I think
because if you're dropping that slowly, you can catch yourself.
And it would have been more believable if they just fell on top of each other without the lips meeting each other. Then it'd be like, okay. But the fact that now they fall into a kiss. So
perfectly aligned.
Yeah.
So perfectly aligned.
But the lips just...
Yet you're not smushing your noses.
Yeah.
Weird. I don't like that one. But my favorite one was, I thought it was going to be the typical, like, catch and fall. He just let him fall.
Oh,
he just let him fall. like it looked like he was gonna catch her, but in like the weirdest way. And she looked like she was like, "Am I like what am I, a virus or something?" Like you couldn't even attempt to help me from falling.
And that's what I also mean. I feel like it's one-sided right now. Like I don't feel it from his end at all. Like okay,
No,
now
it's about to because of that big reveal on the end. And this is another thing. Okay,
yeah,
we can meet and fall in love, be attracted to one another without having to have met as children.
Honestly,
it doesn't always have to go down like that.
And that's something I'm like, oh my God, they knew each other as children as well.
Yes, they did.
And mind you, my thing about that was it's like it doesn't cross his mind or her mind that the names are.
She had a different name, but that's
she?
how he clocks it at the end of episode 6 because her mom calls out the name that he recognizes. She doesn't like that name and ended up changing her name.
Oh, like Banja or something like that.
Yeah. Banja. Yeah. But her mom still called her that. She's like, I told you not to call me that name. And that's when it clicks for him.
Yeah.
Same neighborhood. So it hasn't clicked for her that he's the same kid. But it has clicked for him.
Again, like I said, it still feels it's one-sided. Now, towards the end of episode 6, they're kind of forcing it now, like from his side. But
I agree with you. The mystery is so good.
It's so good
that we don't really need this romance. But
we really don't. I don't care if it
to me,
goes
it's
anywhere.
there. Like it's not adding to it, and it's not taking away from it. But
I think I'm
whatever.
Mad.
I can give her.
I think I'm mad because you know me. When a guy is fine, it's like I feel like he's mine. It's like I hope this doesn't work out. Like that's how I am.
You're like, oh no. Yeah. No, but is he not super like beautiful?
Like I feel like he can play a vampire. Like his skin is so pale, his eyes just do something to me. Like
they're very light. They're very striking.
Yeah.
But yeah, he does have like he's a little too pale, but he does look like he'd be great in a vampire role.
Vampire. Oh, my God, he's just so fine. But so yeah,
excuse me.
So back to like his Yoo-jung. Can I just say how annoying that little girl is?
Oh my God.
She annoyed the hell out of me. It's like, you know exactly why he's there.
Yeah.
He doesn't want your life. He doesn't want to be your friend's friends. Like, he's there on a mission. And the fact that she is acting like, oh my God, you're like coming into my world. He doesn't care about your world.
I think she's using that as a front.
And also, it is. Because I think what she was trying to hide was that she is
a little gopher.
Yena's lackey.
Yeah, she's a lackey, and I think she's embarrassed, and she doesn't want her older cousin to see that.
Yeah,
I think she so like desperately wants to fit in with the queen bee of the school that like she's embarrassed. Like, she knows what she's doing is wrong.
But I just don't like how she's lashing out on him. The fact that she threatened to tell everybody who he is, like that was a bit much for me.
Yeah, like, because remember, like yes, she's on the student council, but again, they treat her like a lackey, and she doesn't want him to see what goes on behind those closed doors.
Yes, but I would rather.
And she's freaking out
because this is someone you grew up with. He's literally like your brother. I would have loved it if she could just pull him aside and just let him know, hey, yes, I'm embarrassed by this, but this is how I've been making it through at the school. Yeah. So I feel like he would be understanding.
He would be right.
He would still be pissed off, but.
But see, she's actually a teenager, though, and hasn't processed her feelings and can't really come to that conclusion just yet because she's truly a child. Where.
But threatening to expose him
that was just her being bratty. Like, who's not bratty to their older cousins, right? I feel like she'll find herself. She seems smart, and she's going to realize her friend that it's, not an equal friendship.
I mean, I think she should know that I think she knows, right?
I mean, what pissed me off was the way she was carrying all of her shopping bags.
Oh my God, I didn't even know until the end.
What are you,
until she gave the bags
maid?
To the man. I was like, what?
Yeah, she treats her like a maid, and it pisses me off. Yeah.
But and we know where that's coming
and that is bullying too. Like,
of course it is, and we know where that comes from. She is super jealous of her. It's like this girl keeps getting number one. Well, she didn't last time. Actually, she was number one, but now it's like.
And she knows all the kids suck up to her because her mom's a chairwoman of the school. Yeah. So, but that's the mom that's abusing you.
Yeah, so I can't wait to see how that relationship unfolds as well. Like,
I think she's gonna tell her like, I can't be your lackey anymore. I think she's going to wake up to the fact that she doesn't really see her as a true friend.
Yeah. You mean to tell me she thinks right now they're really friends?
She's trying her hardest, I guess. Yeah. And she wants to be in denial. And that, she's waking up to it because the fact that she's embarrassed for her cousin to see that, it's kind of, okay, turning that switch on for her. So I think she's going to grow more into that self-awareness and say, hey, this situation is not serving me at all.
Yeah.
And kind of move on from that.
And also, she's kind of scared. It's like if once she does that, like she's gonna be thrown out of the student council. Like you know,
I mean,
she literally has no friends besides that group of people that she kind of brought her into, right?
yeah, but she could make more friends. I think I'd rather have no friends than a friend
Yeah,
like that.
true. Me too. But
So I feel
you
like
know,
that's going to be her growth.
yeah, because I think she will step up for herself and just snap one of these days. But
You know? And I hope we get to see more scenes with Sua's mom.
yeah,
That woman's hilarious.
she is.
She's in, did you see how excited she was when he said, "Hey, I'm an agent and you need to help me, and I didn't mean
Yeah.
to threaten you earlier, but please, like, don't tell anyone my secret." Her mom thinks they're on a date, and she is literally losing her shit.
Oh my god.
She's like, "Here's some." She's giggling, and I'm
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god,
Like-
tell me you really want your daughter to have a boyfriend."
Right? It's like, it's about time, girl. It's about time.
She is sick and tired of her flat chest.
Yeah.
She's like, "No, you need to get a man ASAP."
Yeah. So, what do you think it's gonna go?
I'm.
Well, I believe it's
obviously
12
there-
episodes, right?
Yeah, it is. It is.
So
I
6
think
more
it is a 12
episodes.
episoder. Obviously, everybody's gonna get what's coming to them. I feel like he's gonna figure out the mystery. They're gonna get together. I'm just dying to know where this gold is.
And like I said, I think there is more of a backstory with all of this stuff.
I wanna
right?
find
With
that
his
out.
father. I think we're gonna find out possibly what happened to his dad.
I mean, the chairwoman and the principal are killers. They're just killing everybody that stands in their way, whether it's politicians or detectives. They've been killing people a lot, so all of that's gonna get exposed, I think.
Yeah. And like I said, I hope he finds peace and does find out what happens to his dad once and for all. So yeah.
For
Like I said, I
sure.
love a show where you kind of know where it's gonna go, but you just
But you want to
don't
see all like
unfold kinda.
exactly all
Yeah.
the ridiculousness that's going to happen for it to get there, especially
Yeah.
because the premise is just it's just pure comedy.
Yeah, like I said, I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm like, it's funny. It's there's a mystery there. Don't really care for the romance, but it's there.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I like the stupid relationship between Sua and the vice principal, and
yeah,
how she's always managing to embarrass herself by embarrassing him. She's always in the hot seat. Like
Yeah.
she at this point she's like thrown a drink on him.
Yeah.
She's like
Ripping
snatched his wig.
his toupee off. Yeah, it's just a ridiculous relationship. Like
No, but I like it. It's a solid show. It's a solid, fun comedy action,
it is
a little spy series.
completely
So-
different from the other shows we're watching right now.
So many shows
I
this
know.
February. I'm loving them all, but this one and My Dearest Nemesis,
Yeah.
very fun, very light, easy, enjoyable watches.
yeah,
All the other ones are going to be intense. I
They
haven't
are.
even started When Life Gives You Tangerines yet.
oh my
I'm
god,
kind of
I
waiting till
heard
it's
it's
like
a tearjerker.
a
So
few more
I
episodes.
am there. Cannot wait till we cover it. So
I
yeah.
know. And my favorite show so far is Buried Hearts.
Which we
I'm
are doing next
obsessed.
week. I cannot wait
obsessed.
to binge it this week. So yeah,
But such a busy month. Lots of new shows.
I'm
There's
excited.
something for everyone.
There is.
Oh,
yeah.
and the art of negotiation, which is more of like corporate, political, like
Yeah. Not my cup of tea. I don't
mergers
think
and
I'll be checking that one out,
acquisitions, like
but, yeah.
fundraising, just office politics. I like it.
I mean, the male lead is fine.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. E.G. Hoon's white wig is
Yeah.
doing the most.
Is it?
Oh my God.
I might
It's
just
like
watch an episode
this
just to see him.
luscious head of silver, and then
Yeah.
certain lighting, it looks like it's kind of
White.
gray, silver
Yeah.
lavender.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's doing something.
I
It's
think I'll
doing
check out
something.
an episode just to see how he's working that.
Oh, he looks great, but
Yeah.
I love it. It's just it's right up my alley. I like
Yeah.
it. But Undercover High School?
Undercover High School, yes. girl.
Yes. I'm struggling not to say
High School
Undercover.
Undercover if you're nasty. But yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna mix it up.
Yeah,
We can keep
whatever.
it straight. But Undercover High School,
Yeah.
big fun so far.
It is. It is.
Big fun, and I can't wait to see how it all unravels.
Yeah.
I hope you guys are enjoying it as well. Is this even your kind of shows that you like? Let us know what you think in the comments.
Yeah.
This is it for today's after show. Thank you so much for listening. Talk to you next week. Bye.
Bye.